is aware that in the local government, sand is being mined from land, and sand is being mined from under our bridges, and that as a result of the activities of sand mining, trucks to and fro these sand mining sites have made our roads impassable. The question I want to ask is, sir, are you very much aware that River State Ministry of Environment is permitting, tasking, and supervising this genocide on the Iche people? Or is it a conspiracy to wipe off the Iche race from the surface of the earth? That's one. The second part of my question is, I have relatives, especially a girl that I want to know, on the RSSD scholarship. That's about and you know what it means to keep people starving overseas. They have nowhere. If you say what it means to keep people starving overseas, they have nowhere. If you say they can run to Egypt to take Gary, but they have nowhere to go to. And then this has made us go into findings. I have personally gone to RSSD. My relatives have gone. And then it's River State Sustainable Development, not party development. So one of the findings I made, sir, is that over the years, RSSD has never had 100% funding. The highest they've ever had was the 70% funding, according to their budgetary allocations. And then for this year, 2014, I was also able to find out that not a dime has been released to RSSD, and this is June. Your Excellency, sir, what plans are we making to make sure that our children don't run prostitutes or armed robbers overseas? Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. One question so that we can go take a full circle before coming back.
Are you able to come in?
No, I don't want to speak.
Good morning and happy birthday, Your Excellency. As you might be aware, many of your supporters, iconic strong supporters of His Excellency, our Executive President Jonathan. Don't you think we're finding it difficult navigating between these two great leaders? And lastly, sir, may I ask if you think it's still possible for both of you to bury the hatchet and work together towards the 2015 coming election? Thank you.
Yeah. Now, quickly, to take you use the word genocide. I think you should check the meaning of genocide. In fact, if performance is the basis for support, no HA man has a right to support the outside me. Two of us. Let's give answer. It is the position. If support is based on performance, no HA man has a right to support any person outside me.
Yes, I would say it depends on your definition of performance. From where I come from in HA, that's a no for me.
Okay. Now, you must know that government, there is no one government that can solve all problems. When I came, how many roads did the people have?
I wouldn't know.
And you're from a chain. I'm from a chain. As an Ikure man, I can tell you the number of roads Ikure people had before I became governor. Now, in a chain, I did the Omatu road, two of us. I did the road people call Federal. We took. I do not know very well because on that junction, I have to be frank with you, sir. On that junction, you see a concrete with NDDC on it. So the concrete you see is the road going to Omuma. The road from Okehi to Apani, which is over there to village. There is no sign of NDDC or federal government. That road was done by two bridges. My advice is I don't think that's all. Listen. NDDC is old. You know me very well. NDDC is old, and that road is called, like you said, federal. It's not like. Listen. I'm employed by River State to work for them, not to claim glory for what I'm paid to do.
That is why you don't see me commission projects. I only commission projects when opposition need to talk nonsense. And I say, let me show you what we have done. If not for me, I am paid salary for doing the things I do. So I don't have to call you outside to come and dance for me, and I wear one big abada and then I don't like doing it. Now, that road called Fraser was done by the River State government. It was among the first projects I awarded in 2008. Yes. Okay. Okay, no, Dash. Who did that?
Yes, I think you're debating from my question.
No. Can we finish? I asked you a question. I said, if performance is based, if support is based on that no HA man has a right. I didn't say no HA man should. I used the word right. I know what right means.
And in response to that, I said, judging from where I come from,
that is a no for you. And I responded by saying, no one government can solve the problem of every community. But that for HA people, I have done numerous projects that people begin to say to me that this is an equal government for the people and the HA people. Are you aware? And I've told you, I was going to name road by road that I've done in HA. Let's leave roads, what about schools? In the 4 equal local government areas, with a voting strength of 1.1 million, HA is about 100, between 150 and 112 voting strength. The 4 equal HA, 1.1 million. There is no completed secondary school. In HA, we have 1 completed secondary school locally. 2 of us.
It's not functional. A school.
I think completed.
Let's please. A school is where learning happens. This place can become a church if you have a pastor there. But yes, as long as I'm concerned, there's a building at the king, there is no school yet.
You have a problem. You need to go to the University of Port Harcourt so they can teach you well. And don't go to the University of Port Harcourt that I didn't do. What I went to, I had very good lecturers who taught me well. Now, so if I get up now and put people together, well, to an extent, outside there, it comes to school. Why did you do that?
So, I think.
It must allow everybody, don't stop anybody. It therefore means that yesterday I worshiped there. I don't know if you watched me worship there. And the pastor was preaching and teaching. So that's a school.
At that moment, that was a church.
And it's anywhere you sit and teach is a school. Yesterday, we were being taught the Bible here. Yesterday. And the man who was teaching me was teaching about Christ. Was that a school?
It was a Bible school, sir.
You know, there's a difference between somebody who is opposing without wanting to hear the truth, who has made up his mind, and somebody who wants to listen to what is true.
I'm listening, sir.
And you know, I'm not too old. I'm radical enough more than you to ask you which school you attend.
I'm not aware, sir.
So which school? I asked which school you attend.
I'll tell you, sir.
Which school, sir?
A Bible State Polytechnic.
You need to go to the University of Port Harcourt, and I don't say all the departments, go to Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, you change your thought pattern. Now, I have said to you that when I became governor of River State, I discovered that so many parts of River State were undeveloped. And I made up my mind, I wouldn't mind which group will be supporting me or not. We need to develop River State. And the chair was one area I focused on. Your king couldn't go home. He told me himself. And I told you here that I did a lot of road projects in the chair. The people called me and thanked me. If I was one of those who loved title, they called me and wanted to give me chief title. And I said, no. Even Nogonis, Mosop, the only title I accepted in Nogonis was the Mosop title, because it was not chief title. And Mosop in their speech by Ledu Mite said, nobody from the 50s have developed Nogonis the way I did. And for that, it's an award. Now, you said nobody in the secondary school with you, and I announced to the state that I want to run free education, that I'm looking for 800 million naira to pay the managers of the school so that they can open the school at the state. If I want to do like every other government, I will furnish the school and put in children and ask their parents to pay. And no parents can pay the school fees of those schools. The school was built for 4.5 billion naira. 12 hostels alone, 2 children in a room. Now, there's no one in Ikwere, in any of the 4 Ikwere LGAs now. None. Not even in my village. My village is being built by a bank. They've not completed it. The second school in my village is a donation by a bank. It's not been completed. In the Czech, the number of primary schools we have are more than the number of children that are supposed to be in school. In terms of enrollment. Or you've not seen that one?
You have the statistics.
I have statistics. So you oppose for the sake of opposition. If I were you.
Sorry, sir. That's why I said I asked a specific question, which I would love you to answer.
I'll go to that. Now, I was trying to tell you why I said Ochepoka shouldn't oppose me because of the number of things I have done in that village, including power. Now, let's go to the bridge. You're a PDP member. You shouldn't even answer that question at all. One of the greatest harm PDP has done to Rivers State is taking away the police control. PDP has no right to speak here. Mrs. Goodluck Jonathan came here, changed the commissioner of police. Change. Have you seen a country where the wife of the president can change commissioner of police? When I was speaking, everyone was abusing me. You saw Chibok. She called brigade commander and police commissioner, wife of president, acting as commander-in-chief, and was asking, CP, you're in trouble with federal government. Who is the wife of president to call the commissioner of police? Who is the wife of president to call the brigade commander? When I was saying everyone was abusing me, she came here, removed the commissioner of police, and brought her own and was giving order from her house. Now you need police to stop those people who are mining. We knew about it, we stopped them. When they discovered that police was no longer listening to us, they went back. So that question should go to your people. We knew, we held an executive council meeting and we said the environmental degradation that we will suffer based on that will be a challenge. We knew they were damaging our bridges. We knew. We didn't anybody tell us. We directed the commissioner of police to arrest them, and they were arrested. They were also destroying our roads. I even told your chairman, I said, tax them. Any vehicle that crosses into a church will take sand. Not only I will stop him, tax him for destroying the roads that we have built. The road from Ozu to where is that? The first village you meet in the Chi, what's that place? Chokocho. You see how much they destroyed it. We are building it backwards. But even at that, if you don't stop those people who are going there with sand, it will still go back. So you are able to see the fact that they are taking sand. You're not seeing that we are fixing that road that they are destroying.
No. I've always said the road is and the biggest challenge the road has, in all honesty, is the activities of the trucks.
Okay, so now I have told you that the police we used to go and stop them, they were taken away by the book.
Excellency, please make efforts. Who is no longer.
The commissioner of police himself can't even ask. If he does anything, IG calls him from Abuja. You can ask. He can't even transfer ordinary DPO. If he does, IG calls. The president's wife and Wike will go to CID. They have transferred 13 DPOs. 13. Imagine that the DPO does not know that his deputy has been transferred. Because they want to turn here into, they want to win here at all costs. So they are removing, our security has collapsed. They have removed every security official that worked under us. Now they have brought, they've changed everybody. And they are still changing because they want to be here. You are not asking, how will you live? You're not even afraid. Sam Oyeba was murdered on Saturday on the road to the airport. Murdered. He didn't know it would be him. You and I, nobody knows who will be the next person. When we were in full control, you cannot murder a Rivers man. You kidnap a Rivers man, give me 2 days. We will tell you where you are, we'll pick you up and pick the person out. We have the equipment, we have the SSS. Now it is not functioning, they're not ready to use it. Because they are focusing on, when we arrest them, I'm the PDPO, I'm supporting president, and they believe it. So we need the police, we need you, when you do your social media, to tell them to allow police function as Nigerian police. Because if that police was there, you don't need to tell us about that. You know what it is. I will show you a picture of Abaju. The people mining stand there, they have destroyed Abaju. It's giving it. You send police, they return. Yes, sir. They won't do anything. So please ask me that question. Not me. What was the second question?
The second question was
Oh, yeah. That's a huge problem for me. Again, if you listen to me yesterday when I was addressing the youth, I said to everybody, we are receiving 20 billion. When they started stealing, when we were at the federal level, started stealing money, our money fell from 20 billion to 13, losing 7 billion. So you know that government will suffer. Now, when we are taking 20 billion, when we signed that scholarship, we signed with 1 billion naira. We sent people overseas just 1 billion. I was comfortable. But as it increased every year, what we are paying now is 6 billion naira per year. And it's not easy to read. I've told the arrested TheAmaechiIKnow to come. Let us raise some money to pay the fees of half fees while we wait for the rest. But like I said, I'm looking for 6 billion to pay. So that's the problem. I will address it this week. I've sent for Nobo. Nobo has been hounding me to look for money. And I will look for money. So when people also talk that we are borrowing money, tell them that we're using money to run money. We borrow money. They say, I read somewhere, they say, I'm going 800 billion. The highest we are borrowing is still of 300 billion. We're not going up to 50. We have paid back and remaining just 50. We pay every month. We pay back every month. Ask the bank. Ask them why do they chase us around to give us money? It's because they know that we pay back. Not among the government that will leave money behind for the successor of whoever will succeed me. So for the arrested here, I think we'll look for money this week or next week. We'll try that.
thank you.
Some of your supporters support the president as well, and they are having difficulty navigating a relationship.
It can't be in two places at the same time. The president and I have no personal quarrel. We don't. We disagree on good governance. So you can't support good governance on one side and support bad governance on the other side. I don't do the fact that I'm a Rivers man or a South man, a Niger Delta man. Therefore, I was speaking to people yesterday. I said, Rivers State has gotten more development under non-Niger Delta persons than Niger Delta persons. And I asked the question, what has the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who grew up in Port Harcourt and was one of the first graduates in the University of Port Harcourt, what has he done for Rivers State? Under Babangida, we got NAFCON, right? We got element petrochemical. In fact, virtually all the things we got, including federal roads, we are gotten under non-South Rivers State. When our own son came, when we were supposed to control our resources, Nigerians came together and said, okay, take these resources, control, let us see how you control it. To get East-West Road up to Port Harcourt, people who say, oh, yeah, see, you have to box to get the road. But it was said by the passenger. Bonnet-Bono Road was said by the passenger. It's abandoned. It's abandoned. It's because I started shouting and fighting now, they say they want to be awarded. And what they awarded when I had also decided to start talking with the LNG that two of us have partnered to do that road. So I wanted to look at it by road instead of dying by water.
The Excellency,
I'm aware, during your first term, he was equally the president of this country. We didn't hear such complaints now.
No, you didn't know very well. I was the last one to support President Goodluck on the first time. The last. You can ask all the governors. And the reason I told you, I said I'm looking for good governance. I'm looking for the benefits for Nigeria and the benefits for the president. And he assured me.
Okay,
The last governor, and say, I repeat, I was the last one to support you. So ask your question.
Okay, sir. You made a statement minutes ago that the supporters can't be, there can't be two people. Let me put it in my own words, serving two masters at the same time. Let me put it out. And equally say you don't have any personal.
No, don't have that.
It's just on good governance. Invariably, are you saying that you are for good governance? Why is for bad?
So if you sit at home, you can't do that for parliament. You have to work at it. You have to work at it. You know when I work at it, I did that to
From
Okay, let me tell you. Like I hear I'm being misunderstood. What I say is when I say that the president is responsible and the federal government for the Chibok girls, I meant he may not have got to kidnap the people. He may not have encouraged them to be kidnapped. But as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he took an oath to protect you and I. The day they kidnap you and I, he is responsible. That's what I say. I didn't say people that I got up one day and kidnapped people. I didn't say one day federal government met together and said they should get kidnapped. But he and I all took an oath. Unlike me, who does not have the soldiers to fight back and protect you. The president has soldiers, he has police, he has navy, he has air force to protect you and I. So any day there is failure in security, you can only hold one man. Who is that man? When you talk, it's not about good government. When you talk about corruption, when I get up here, I challenge the people, I challenge my opponents. I ask them, show me my house, and I will show you pictures of your own. I've been governor for 7 years, speaker for 8 years. Show me my house, private house, and I will show you pictures of your own. Yesterday when I spoke, I said, we have had ministers before. One small minister, just bought all the houses in Port Harcourt, bought one mighty one behind me here, and is living large. No, it's not afraid. You know why it's not afraid? Because corruption is now the norm at the federal level. If not, who are you under Babangida to be a minister and build a mighty house where you invite even the wife of the president and she comes in, she doesn't ask you, where did you get the money from? Because you say, I don't think this is bad governance and good governance. Just compare it so that you can make your
deductions.
So you can't be for good governance and be for bad governance. You can't.
Excellency, before we go, excuse me. Before we go that way.
What that?
I asked if it's possible, if you think it's still possible.
No, if it changes today to good governance, why would abandon it?
No.
But you can't lend left hand and go to it.
Excellency, before we go to the other side, this is an online event. Excuse me. This is an online event, and there are some questions coming in on social media.
No, but there were two questions.
Yes, sir. The questions are this. One, why has TheAmaechi's government neglected road construction in Borokiri area of Port Harcourt? Two, why is the Shelby funds not going to specific LGAs, especially Okreka? Three, as a member of APC, would you in total sincerity ascribe that the APC manifesto can bring genuine change or needs improving? And finally, why is there no chief judge in Rivers State? Why is it so difficult to resolve such a simple issue?
Quick answer. Every local government has shopping. Okreka was the last because they were fighting among themselves. Now I hear they have resolved, so they will start collecting their shopping as they have resolved. So that is not well, I'm going to do the roads before election. The roads in Borokiri and Dube. We are looking at it. The total figure for Dube is 6 billion. That's high. So I'm looking at what we can possibly do, like we have done in D-Line. We try to fix both Dube and Borokiri, but everybody must know that no one government can solve all the problems. The person again asked about APC manifesto. Not just the manifesto, the individuals in APC stand for change. You can't be feeding us with PDP for 16 years and we're having poor governance. Say we should remain. You need to take a risk and try something new. And that something new is where? APC. And the problem of APC will be that APC cannot afford bad governance because there are too many young elements that will fight. Don't forget, you have fighters in APC. So we can't be in APC and one man say I'm president and I want to bad governance. We will have internal, the explosion will be, it can't wait like PDP. APC will last 4 years. We will say total explosion and speak fight. The only way APC can survive after they win is that from day one, you must start good governance. So I can't, and I don't see anybody in APC now who can afford bad governance. Luckily for us, one of the things that brought all of us together, is the need to change Nigeria. So we can't go there and somebody will begin to pocket money. It's like saying, maybe we don't go for option, come on, people. We go for option in the real name. What's the reason? It's not stealing. So if the person says, where have been change, Nigerians must assume that APC will not compete, but they must take that risk. You must take the risk to see what is in the future of Nigeria. So an APC is the change that we must all take. Again, when you talk about chief judge, it's the same PDP plot. They want to impose their own chief judge. They want to bring law in PDP. The rule of law says, the law says that AJC will recommend to the governor. And if the governor accepts, he will send it to the state assembly. If he refuses, he will write AJC to say, I have refused. I have written. Then they say, no, we don't accept your... we don't accept. The law does not allow AJC to suspend anybody. AJC can only recommend to the president or to the governor. In my own case, why did they suspend without recommending to me? You get the point? Instead of recommending to me, say, okay, this man has flattered the law, punish him. Then I have the right to say no, or yeah, or I agree. They on their own announce suspension. I told the children, I said, you're a coward. They have no right to suspend you, so continue to go to work. That's where they will shoot you. Because they have no powers in law to suspend a judge, much more a chief judge. The only thing they have the choice to do is to appeal the judgment. And the judgment was very, very clear. Judgment to them, they have no power. In fact, the judgment asked them, what is different from TheAmaechi with other governors? That you will accept the recommendations of other governors, but in TheAmaechi, so you want to impose that if the law thought that the governor is bound to accept AJC's recommendation, the law will have said so. The law said, no, he is not bound. That he has a right to refuse, and that if he refuses, he will write to them. And I wrote to them. I said, and I attached it to the court case we went for. I told them, I said, listen, I don't agree with the reasons you gave. The reasons you gave is that the man was the president of the customary court. That the only qualification for chief judge is 10 years at the bar. He didn't even say he must come from Rivers State. I can choose a Yoruba man as chief judge of Rivers State. It must not be a judge. He didn't say it must even be a judge. Just 10 years. And I think I made a mistake. I would have gone for one of my friends in Lagos. I made 10 years. I made him judge. Yeah, he was there for 50 years. That's what I would have done. But that's what the law says. So when the man says, if you can't resolve that, you should ask the agency. And the only reason why they are doing what they're doing is because OCJ Okocha is a member of NJC. So he wants to impose the sister or not. Whether we like it or not, I am in NJC, my sister must be chief judge. And the judiciary does not say anything wrong with that. And they say rule of law. And imagine that if you're a judge of the High Court, and you give judgment against NJC, they query you. Is that high possible?
This way, please. Ken. One question, very good.
Excellency, good morning. My name is Ken. Although I have some other questions, but still the same one. Let me
go ahead. Someone ask you. Just rush it.
I want to find out because I'm an indigene of the state, and I was there when you started. I know what you have done in the educational and the health sector as it affects health centers littered in all FGAs, numerous schools. What is the governmental policy in place to ensure maintenance? I have a story to tell. Last 3 weeks, I have a niece that was accidented, and while in this state, I keep hearing about this free medical health care and all that. I've never enjoyed it. But that scenario brought us close to it, and we visited one health center built by the administration at Rumokuta. I'm sure that health center, the one before the Rumokuta roundabout, I don't think it's up to 3 years old. It's a good health center by structure and otherwise. But when I got to there, the service was there. They were ready to render the service, but they didn't have the hand. And the structure and a few other installments, they were already dilapidated. And I'm sure that this may also be the case in some schools and maybe health centers or something.
No school like that.
Now the question is, what policies do you have in place to ensure maintenance?
Okay. What's the second question?
The second question is about the TMI. That organization, when you set it up, sincerely appreciated it because it created enormous employment for our team youth and the congested traffic situation, which was almost a problem for the country. But recently, the activities are on the decline. And for instance, this morning, as I had this appointment, I had to drive down to the government house. By 7:30, they were still not on duty. And this is the peak period. Between 7 and 7:15, people rush to work. So they come when the road is already congested. If they are there before the congestion starts, I'm sure they will be able to remedy the situation. So please, sir.
Okay, Timari and maintenance.
Ross.
Thank you very much.
Sit down. Your Excellency, thank you very much. Your Excellency, happy birthday, first of all. I just want to bundle two questions. Before I say my questions, I want to say that even though I disagree with some of your statements on the legacy of President Jonathan, who I think has in some way inspired, a lot of people from this region and of the nation to look forward. I am, and I think that the president has performed.
Name some.
His plan for the restoration of the power sector.
Is it the way you're stammering? His plan. He didn't say he has restored power. He said his plan. I will tell you what authority needs to tell us. What he said, there was this race when he was in secondary school, long distance race, and there was this guy that was at the back. Everyone was shouting, right, it's not what is your plan. You don't know that.
There's a plan, I guess.
There's a plan. At the end of the day, it's a plan.
I think that the president has a sound framework for the power.
Yes. I like the
It's an ongoing plan. The same way Monterey is still going on. It's a plan.
Monterey, we have the terminal date. Let the president announce the terminal date. The terminal date for Monterey is December.
It was September this year, last year.
No, December. For us, we announced Monterey. And the reason for which Monterey is taking time is that we're expanding almost every time. Now I have told them no more expansion. I'm leaving office. I want to ride on the rail. By August, you will see the train on top. What is the name Monorail? Is the terminal. What is the name Monorail? Is the terminal at the end, which we have. Before it was a small terminal for just one train. Now we say expand it to a terminal that will take 5 trains. Now whether they finish that terminal or not, I say I want to ride on that train.
Your Excellency, Your Excellency, I want to ask. The first question I want to ask will be, what is your legacy? First of all, what do you want Rivers people to remember you for? And what is it that is in you that you wouldn't want in the next government? That is one. Number two, Your Excellency, Rivers people do not have what it takes. Most houses, less than 10% of houses in Rivers State have CFOs. And Your Excellency, you came up with something. The first reason why I fell in love with your government the first time was riches. And I will tell you, a lot of people maybe on social media, I voted for Governor. That's why when people are saying that Ross is at TheAmaechi, I voted for Governor Amechi in the first term. I did. And then, in the second term, because I felt that he had performed well in the first term. My problem started in the second term. Now, Your Excellency, riches. Your Excellency, I guessed at that time that your vision for RIPGIS was so that Rivers people can have access to CFOs and so that they can get loans from banks. Because, one of your strong supporters, sometimes when I'm talking, I'm afraid because I see your generals on social media, MBAs here and all that. How do you want RIPGIS to work? Because right now, RIPGIS is not working, and the plan should have been that CFOs that we get, because almost everybody has a land, And with the plot of land, you can, and that's what Lagos State is doing. Because Lagos State is doing that, benefiting from that seriously. So that's just a suggestion I want to make now. Your Excellency, before you leave, make this work. I'm a Calabari man, just like Your Excellency, whenever he talks, he talks about Ikwere and this and that. Now, Your Excellency, a key issue for the Calabari people is the oil loss issue. I know you fought for that. Some of us, even on the other hand, understood that your fight was a genuine fight. But you see, I also think that River State did not. I also think that River State did not put up a good fight, in the sense that, as a GIS professional, any map that has a date is valid. So for the federal government, for River State to depend on the statement of the federal government or the court that the map or the previous edition is not valid, it's untrue. A map that has a date is valid. I consult for several issues and I will tell you that, Your Excellency. So I think that fight should not stop. I think that the wells are Rivers wells. I'm pro good luck, but I think that those are wells. That's true. And so I think that we should put together a smart team. Your Excellency, your Office of the Surveyor General is one of the weakest offices of the Surveyor General we have in this nation. I'll tell you, the Bayelsa State Surveyor General's office is the most sophisticated in Nigeria, while River State doesn't seem to have what it takes. And I think that is one of the reasons why we have, if you ask for a proper map of River State, Your Excellency, today, you will not get it. Finally, Your Excellency, you have never been, we've talked about Chibok and how, the president has not been to Chibok. But Your Excellency, you've never been to Suku. And I find it very unfair that for a people that you have said that you're fighting for to restore the oil wells, you've not visited the place. I think Your Excellency, you can look at that. And also, Your Excellency, finally.
That's your third finally.
Your Excellency. We hear a lot of things on social media. We just like she asked, we know that you and the president share an affinity. I personally know that the president likes you. And I also know that you like the president. And I think that when you talk about APC as the solution for the president of the problems of Nigeria, we know that it's not true. Because APC has people like Tibiku Silva, APC has people like Atiku, APC has the people, some of the people that we can point at, and say these are the causes of the failure of this nation. And so when we say that APC is a solution, Your Excellency, I think you're in the wrong party.
Okay, let me answer. No, somebody, there was, she did. No, there was somebody, about your relationship, right? No. He asked that, but he asked three people that I don't want to forget.
I have it.
Let's take this question.
Okay, no, somebody asked
If you're from outside River State, once he finishes, let me see your hands up and we'll take you. Once he finishes, all protocols will be observed. Happy birthday. Let me start by saying happy birthday.
Thank you.
Governor, my name is Mark Olise, or Mark TheAmaechiIKnow. I say we share some things in common. We are both controversial. Maybe I'm more controversial than you. 1, 2, we were born in the same month. 3, my African name is your surname. So these are things that reoccur when I'm debating or discussing with people, especially when I'm critiquing your administration. But there's a clarification I would like to make here because I've heard comments in that regards. One is that to point out clearly that there's no difference between you and those in Aso Rock. There's also no difference between APC and PDP. The conflict you see today is about control. You understand? It's about control, and the masses, of course, are not part of that fight. We have been dragged into it, and it's affecting everything that concerns our day-to-day living. And everything is being played politics with, including providing water. A cosmopolitan town like Port Harcourt should not be talking about water in the 21st century. It should be a foregone conclusion. Bomb water should be laid to every house in this town. In fact, this town should have even gotten to a point where gases should be laid to people's houses. Being an oil city, the state government should leverage on that advantage
It is of no use having 36 states and a federal capital that gather every month. It's of no use getting a country of 36 states and federal capital that gather every month to share money from the sale of crude oil. In fact, it's the most barbaric thing I can remember of Nigeria. You know, and the way forward, if those who, you know, oil are not found in their land and all they do is wait for the oil, if they don't take the initiative, I think that those who oil are found in their land and they're agitating for the control of more resources from those oil wells and so on and so forth, they should invest in other sectors that will set the pace for the industrialization of this country. And I'm not saying that. Like now we are seeing opposition, we are seeing debates on national issues, and none of this includes anybody that will say, okay, I'm better than Goodluck, or anybody will say, I'm better than the governor of River State. What's the question? Excuse me, let me alone. Everybody, nobody will say, we say I'm supporting the governor of River State, or I'm supporting somebody against the governor of River State. That support in most cases is based on, you know, a well-articulated plan of how to modernize Nigeria. So that is where I'm coming from that part as a man who is not a card-carrying member of any of the registered political parties in this country. Then another clarification I will want to seek, to know what you as a governors forum leader and the governor of one of the richest states in the country, what you are doing to address certain, you know, stereotypes I'm seeing. Like, for example, people referring to themselves as indigenous of River State. As far as I know, you know, it is not known to law for somebody to be an indigene of River State or an indigene of Sokoto State, as the case may be. You can be the indigene of your community. You can be the indigene of your ethnic nationality, but you cannot be an indigene of River State. You know, so playing politics, organizing the economy of a state, or not just River State, of states, that's why I make reference to Governors Forum, to states such as to paint it as if there are certain people, because of their ancestral connection to communities in that state, that are fit enough to play politics in that state, or fit enough to benefit economically from that state. You know, these are some of the elements I think are responsible for why Nigeria is refusing to modernize, because ethnic sentiments and biases seem to be what drives everything. And so that, you know, with this reality that we have now, so many people live in states. So many people live in states that are not their states of their ancestors. Yes. So we want to know what is being done at the government forum level, for example, for those in River State who are not indigenous of communities in River State, to be able to participate actively.
As I have got you, let me answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
let's excuse me. Let me deal with this one, and we'll take people from outside.
Let me answer. There are three persons that have asked questions. And let me start with him. We talked about indigenship and citizenship. You heard me say, I don't want to be part of this story of indigenes. Not even indigenous of Ikwere. We want to have citizens of Nigeria, which means that you can travel from Port Harcourt to Sokoto and become a citizen. And that allows you to play politics and do whatever you want to do in Sokoto. The same. I've been telling you about people, and the in particular. If the Igbos come together in 2015, they can win the chairmanship of Port Harcourt State Council. It may be difficult, slightly difficult to do their work. But the next 10 years, they can win both Port Harcourt and Obiako, and nothing will happen. But they have to first agree that they can face anybody who comes with anything. Because the law says if you spend 5 years here, you have the right to contest. So you shouldn't be just a voter. You should also be somebody who can seek for public office. So that question is not for me, it's for President Goodluck Jonathan. It's at the federal level. It's for at the federal level, you determine citizenship. Why I am fighting for citizenship in Rivers State is that it will grow the Rivers economy. What is growing the Lagos economy is the fact that Lagos is a no man's. I hear that they're trying to do, listen, the moment Lagos begins to look like it belongs to any group, you see the economy begins to come down. But Lagosians have allowed Lagos to belong to everybody. In the same manner, I think Rivers people should stop asking for it must be Rivers State. No. Anybody in Nigeria who moves into Rivers State can get whatever he wants to get. That's why, if you see the scholarship, you say each local government area will have 20%. Non-indigens will have the same 20%. And we are giving them scholarship and they are traveling to study. If you check the admission to the new secondary schools we built, Each local government 20%, non-indigenous 20%, and don't forget that the schools are free. And we say each state in the country, 2 children. 2. So for me, why I'm doing that is because for now, the only way you can change this indigenous thing is at the federal level. The president must make a pronouncement, must go put a law in place and stop this nonsense of people saying I'm Kalabari, I'm Ikure. Yeah, but implementation is not by the governor, it's by the federal government. You need to prosecute people, you need to get the governors to act according to the law. But it's not me. I can do the best. Yes, yes. Yes, I'm already acting. I've told you here that I don't need the president to do it here. The reason why I'm doing it here is to run a better economy. When an Hausa or a government comes here and puts his money, who does he employ? So I need him to come. We are putting a scheme in place which is being debated at the State Assembly now. An SME scheme, which says that we are going to put 5 billion naira every year into our economy through the SMEs. Anybody, including somebody living in London, can come and borrow even 1 billion naira from that scheme. The only thing that qualifies you to borrow it is that you have an innovation or you have an investment you want to make, and it must be in Port Harcourt.
Let me run you through.
Hold on. So that answers your issue of citizenship. The next thing is not a question. You raise the issue of APC is an alternative. Nobody is better than Google or Jonathan. Please now, nobody is better than Google or Jonathan. He's my president. Nobody is better than my president. You get what I mean? There is nobody in Nigeria or in the world better than my president. But APC is better than PDP. And APC will run a better federal government than the current federal government. Now, why would APC run a better government than the current federal government? The current federal government says corruption is
mere theft.
$20 billion. Who said that? Who said that?
The president said it. He said it.
Okay.
And I think stealing is river than corruption.
What?
Because stealing is when people take direct government money. People stealing money and they're stealing the billions.
Okay, gentlemen, let's agree with it. Please. Let's agree with it.
Oh, listen, let's be honest.
Please. Let's agree with it. That the president says he's stealing. Please. That the president said he's stealing. That the president said, and by interpretation, stealing is more grievous
Than corruption.
Under whose watch? Please, under whose watch is that still taking place? Under whose watch?
Under the leaders.
Under the president. He is the president of the Federal Republic of
Nigeria.
He has, under Obasanjo, they have put on a lot of organizations that can fight corruption. And those organizations can arrest you, can arrest local government chairman, and even go after the governors and his commissioners. What has happened?
There's perpetual injunction.
So they are very
Okay, so that's River State. What about 35 states? You have said perpetual injunction here. What about 35 states? What about, please?
The more like
You have put your points, and I waited for you to put your points. Now, you said there's an injunction in River State. Fine. Is there an injunction in other states? What about an NPC? Wait, what about that? Please. What about an NPC? What about $20 billion? What about aviation? No, just tell me that ministers donate cars. The ministers buy cars, 100, and invite president to come for the donation of cars to his supporters. And president will send a representative. If it is Buhari, if it's Obasanjo, he will ask that minister to come forward and tell him the source of funds. He will send a representative. Buhari will send a representative. Obasanjo will send a representative. The minister must come and tell us where he got the money. The fact that the minister had the courage to buy the cars and even write the president. See what I tell my colleagues in the cabinet. I say, if a man approaches me to give me bribe, I must have failed somewhere. Because whatever